Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/Surviving Infidelity, where Opie allowed another man to spend some time with his girlfriend, like a damn donut. Let's begin. I feel terrible after finding out my girlfriend of 4 years cheated on me. Posted by Reddit user Frankendoodle.
Months ago, I let a friend stay with my girlfriend while I was on my work trip because it was my friend's birthday and they planned on going to the aquarium together.
By the end of this, you are going to be crying like a little bitch.
2 days into me leaving, they had sex in our bed and then had sex the next day. After he left, he sent her flowers for Valentine's, and she loves it. Meanwhile, my Valentine's Day gift was apparently perfect for her, but she just left it where she found it. When I got back from my trips, the flowers didn't sit right to me, so I confronted her. She lied about it until I said I looked into her phone, which I told her, as I felt bad for looking and saw that he was the one who sent it to her. Once she admitted she did that, she stopped contact with him the next day. Fast forward to a few days ago, I found out about the sex part yesterday when she told me, and I'm just so mad. I feel disgusted, betrayed, depressed, infuriated, and I want to disappear, to be honest.
Wow, like a bitch.
And that's what Frieza said.
She said she realizes that she wants to be with me and doesn't want to keep this secret anymore. She said she deeply regrets it and hates herself. I feel so angry, but I still care for her. I don't think I want to leave and want to give her another chance, but I can't stop thinking about them having sex in my bed without a condom.
Opie, you invited another man to stay with your girlfriend. You deserve all of this heartbreak. Call it your donut tax for being an idiot. Look, man, I get that you're just trying to vent, but I don't see how you could continue. She cheated on you with your so-called friend, to whom you have openly welcomed into your house, by the way, in your own bed without protection. She then lied and trigger-truthed you, and you've allowed it for some dumb reason. OP, next time, don't be a damn donut inviting other men to stay with your woman. And now for today's second story. My boyfriend threatened my abusive father, and now my friends and family are convinced he's bad for me. Posted by Reddit user ThrowRA Boyfriend.
Hi, I kinda need an objective perspective and advice from people that weren't involved. And asking random strangers on the internet seems as good a place as any. Sorry if this is a little long. So some background. My father, Matt, and I have never gotten along well. In fact, he hates me. I'm the product of an affair my mother had years ago. He did forgive her, and as far I know, they've had a fine-ish relationship since. My childhood was hell. My siblings got whatever they wanted. I didn't. Nothing I ever did was good enough, and I'd constantly be berated and insulted, but never anything physical. All my past relationships also went tits up in part because of him. Due to all this, I moved out as soon as I turned 18 and went minimum contact. Minimum because I still loved my mom, so inevitably I'd sometimes get in contact with him. When I was 21, I met and fell in love with my current boyfriend. We live together. The man has become my rock. He's helped build up my self-esteem and self-worth. He's caring, supportive, loving, handsome, and I find it difficult, if not impossible, to find any flaws. A thing I've noticed early on is that he never gets angry. Never. For things that will 100% piss off anyone. He'll only get mildly annoyed, say something like it can't be helped or such is life. Apparently, it's because he practices something called Taoism. Over the last 2 years, he's only met Matt a few times briefly, but he gets along with my mother and other relatives. Hopefully that's enough backstory. Now, the weekend 2 weeks back, my mother invited us to a get-together with the entire family to celebrate my older sister's 30th birthday. I immediately declined, foreseeing a horrible outcome. You see, a thing about Matt is, he only gets courage to really speak his mind when he's had a few drinks. Sober, it's mostly snarky remarks and pettiness. So given this history and the fact that I know there'll be alcohol at this event, I did not want to be anywhere near that vicinity. But my mother was super insistent, emphasizing how important it was to my sister that I be there. So with that, along with my boyfriend's assurance that he'll keep me safe if I wanted to go, regrettably, I caved. So we went. The first half was alright. I avoided that thing like the plague, and he stayed away from me. My sister and her husband looked so good and happy together. It was great to catch up with my grandparents and family members I haven't seen in a long time. While I was getting lost dancing in my boyfriend's arms and talking, I felt really good and was happy we came. After the dance though, my boyfriend excused himself and asked me if he could quickly go grab something from the car. I was a bit reluctant because we'd parked in a lot quite a distance away. But I reckon since Matt hasn't pulled any shit yet, he probably won't do anything. So let my boyfriend go. As soon as he left, my mother and aunt approached me while Matt was kinda just lurking nearby. We talked about miscellaneous things and I was gushing about my boyfriend. My mother started asking about marriage and future kids. As a side note, none of my siblings or I had kids yet. That's when Matt for the first time opened his mouth. It would be good to finally have grandkids, even if they are from someone like you. I should have just ignored it like all the other times he said shit about me. That was my mistake. I said something like, "Keep dreaming, old man. My children won't ever be near someone like you." He gave me this look and said, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" I said, "You fucking heard me." Then he tried to start with his usual insults, but I cut him off. I don't know what got into me, if I was just tipsy or what, but for the first time I spoke up for myself. I really laid into him about what a pathetic excuse for a father he was for treating me like he did my whole life. What a spineless, hypocritical loser he was for always spouting crap about forgiveness when he always treated me like shit for something I can't control. He always liked to brag about what a better man he was for forgiving a cheating wife. Before I could say anymore, he grabbed by the shoulders and violently started shaking me while shouting in my face, "Who are you talking to? You think you can fucking talk to me like that? You're nothing. Nothing. Your mother should have killed you before you were born." I burst into tears. Nobody was doing anything to help me. I don't know if they were in shock or what, but I was really scared about what this lunatic would do. That's when my boyfriend came back. "Matthew," he shouted. Everything went quiet. "What do you think you're doing?" Matt just froze, and before he could respond, my boyfriend continued, "Let go of her now or I'll fucking kill you." It's hard to describe, but the look of fury in his face and that coldness in his voice was really fucking terrifying. Everyone there, including me, fully believed him. I don't know how, but it didn't come across like those bullshit threats people sometimes make. He was going to kill him. Matt looked about ready to shit himself. He dropped me like I was electrocuting him and slowly backed away with his hands up. My boyfriend didn't even have a weapon or anything. He was just glaring at him. Then he looked at me and his face softened. He held out his hand, and my own paralysis wore off. I ran into his arms, sobbing all the way back to our place. He held me in bed as I asked him over and over again why did he leave me. He just kept apologizing with tears in his eyes. I finally asked what was so important that he had to get from the car. He gave me a sad smile and reached into his pocket, pulling out a small box. I just said yes, 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 as I cried again. I was just an emotional sobbing mess, but was so happy something good at least came out of that day. Now this is where things get a little crazy. For the next 2 weeks, my mother and other family members have been blasting my phone with messages concerned for my safety. You see, while they agree that that thing was out of line, the situation has been twisted into my boyfriend being a psychopath. He is not. There's been a bunch of failed interventions. They even got some of my friends involved. And the police were even called once. Apparently no one can just switch personalities like that. That was the real him. He'll hurt me eventually, blah blah blah. The whole thing has been stressing me out and I've had several breakdowns. I don't even have the energy to be happy about my engagement. Sometimes I've even been questioning it myself. Are they right? Will he hurt me? I've never seen him like that. And for a moment it did scare me as well. But for fuck's sake, he just saw his girlfriend get attacked by someone. And now that fact has just been slid under the rug and forgotten by everyone. My boyfriend even picked up on it and said he'll understand if I want us to take a break. I nearly broke down again and assured him he's the love of my life and I'll never leave him. But now I'm just so fucking confused and can't think straight. The stress is killing me. And every time I think even for a second if everyone is right and I'm just seeing through rose-tinted glasses, the guilt starts crushing me. It's all just getting too heavy. What can I do? What advice can you all give me? Is there something I'm missing? Is everyone just gaslighting me? But for what reason? If I can just get some guidance, advice, anything really, I'd deeply appreciate it. Thank you.
It is a sad situation, OP, but I think it's time for you to go minimal contact with your family, at least for now. I mean, they're worried about your boyfriend and him defending you from your so-called father putting his hands on you? What kind of fucked up gaslighting is that? OP, you better bought that GigaChat boyfriend of yours a juicy steak and some beer. You're lucky to have him. One last thing. There are 2 root causes of your lifetime of suffering. Your spineless stepdad that forgave a cheater and blamed the innocent baby, aka you, and your whore of a mother that cheated on her husband and refused to defend you, her daughter. You should definitely consider cutting them both out of your life. Good luck, Opie. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.